In this video we will be listing the top books being released in April of 2021. The list is based on the number of people that put it on their shelves on Goodreads. We will also be showing you a personal most anticipated book of April, which didn't make the top 10 at the end of this video. All books will be linked in the description. Number 10. Mirrorland by Carole Johnstone. The book will be released on the 20th of April and will have 320 pages. The book is about Kat, who lives in Los Angeles, far away from 36 Westerick Road, the imposing Gothic house in Edinburgh where she and her estranged twin sister, Elle, grew up. As girls, they invented Mirrorland, a dark imaginary place under the pantry stairs full of pirates, witches, and clowns. These days Kat rarely thinks about their childhood home, or the fact that Elle now lives there with her husband Ross. But when Elle mysteriously disappears after going out on her sailboat, Kat is forced to return to 36 Westerick Road, which has scarcely changed in 20 years. The grand old house is still full of shadowy corners, and at every turn Kat finds herself stumbling on long-held secrets and terrifying ghosts from the past. Because someone, Elle, has left Kat clues in almost every room. A treasure hunt that leads right back to Mirrorland, where she knows the truth lies crouched and waiting. A twisty, dark, and brilliantly crafted thriller about love and betrayal, redemption and revenge, Mirrorland is a propulsive, page-turning debut about the power of imagination and the price of freedom. Number 9. The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon. This book will be released on the 6th of April and has a total of 336 pages. When social worker Jax receives 9 missed calls from her older sister, Lexi, she assumes that it's just another one of her sister's episodes. Manic and increasingly out of touch with reality, Lexi has pushed Jax away for over a year. But the next day, Lexi is dead, drowned in the pool at their grandmother's estate. When Jax arrives at the house to go through her sister's things, she learns that Lexi was researching the history of their family and the property. And as she dives deeper into the research herself, she discovers that the land holds a far darker past than she could have ever imagined. In 1929, 37-year-old newlywed Ethel Monroe hopes desperately for a baby. In an effort to distract her, her husband whisks her away on a trip to Vermont, where a natural spring is showcased by the newest and most modern hotel in the Northeast. Once there, Ethel learns that the water is rumored to grant wishes, never suspecting that the spring takes an equal measure to what it gives. Number 8. Mother May I by Joshilyn Jackson. This book will be released on the 6th of April and has a total of 336 pages. Growing up poor in rural Georgia, Bree Cabot was warned by her single mother that the world was a dark and scary place. Bree rejected her mother's fearful outlook, and life has proved her right. Having married into a family with wealth, power, and connections, Bree now has all a woman could ever dream of. A loving lawyer husband, 2 talented teenage daughters, a new baby boy, a gorgeous home, and every opportunity in the world. Until the day she awakens and sees a witch peering into her bedroom window, an old grey-haired woman dressed all in black who vanishes as quickly as she appears. It must be a play of the early morning light, or the remnant of a waking dream, Bree tells herself, shaking off the bad feeling that overcomes her. Later that day, though, she spies the old woman again, in the parking lot of her daughter's private school, just minutes before Bree's infant son, asleep in his car seat only a few feet away, vanishes. It happened so quickly, Bree looked away only for a second. There is a note left in his place, warning her that she is being watched. If she wants her baby back, she must not call the police or deviate in any way from the instructions that will follow. The mysterious woman makes contact, and Bree learns she too is a mother. Why would another mother do this? What does she want? And why has she targeted Bree? Of course Bree will pay anything, do anything. It's her child. To get her baby back, Bree must complete one small, but critical, task. It seems harmless enough, but her action comes with a devastating price, making her complicit in a tangled web of tragedy and shocking secrets that could destroy everything she loves. It is the beginning of an odyssey that will lead Bree to dangerous places, explosive confrontations, and chilling truths. Bree will do whatever it takes to protect her family, but what if the cost tears the world apart? Number 7. Broken in the Best Possible Way by Jenny Lawson. This book will be released on the 6th of April and has a total of 228 pages. As Jenny Lawson's hundreds of thousands of fans know, she suffers from depression. In Broken, Jenny brings readers along on her mental and physical health journey, offering heartbreaking and hilarious anecdotes along the way. With people experiencing anxiety and depression now more than ever, Jenny humanizes what we all face in an all too real way, reassuring us that we're not alone and making us laugh while doing it. From the business ideas that she wants to pitch to Shark Tank to the reason why Jenny can never go back to the post office, Broken leaves nothing to the imagination in the most satisfying way. And of course, Jenny's long-suffering husband Victor the Rookie to Jenny's Lucille Ball is present throughout. A treat for Jenny Lawson's already existing fans, and destined to convert new ones, Broken is a beacon of hope and a wellspring of laughter when we all need it most. Number 6. The Light of Days. The Untold Story of Women Resistance Fighters in Hitler's Ghettos by Judy Batalion. This book will be released on the 6th of April and has a total of 560 pages. One of the most important stories of World War II, already optioned by Steven Spielberg for a major motion picture. A spectacular, searing history that brings to light the extraordinary accomplishments of brave Jewish women who became resistance fighters, group of unknown heroes whose exploits have never been chronicled in full, until now. Witnesses to the brutal murder of their families and neighbors, and the violent destruction of their communities, a cadre of Jewish women in Poland, some still in their teens, helped transform the Jewish youth groups into resistance cells to fight the Nazis. With courage, guile, and nerves of steel, these Euros a ghetto GIRLS Euros paid off Gestapo guards, hid revolvers and loaves of bread and jars of marmalade, and helped build systems of underground bunkers. They flirted with German soldiers, bribed them with wine, whiskey, and home cooking, used their Aryan looks to seduce them, and shot and killed them. They bombed German train lines, and blew up a town's water supply. They also nursed the sick and taught children. Yet the exploits of these courageous resistance fighters have remained virtually unknown. The Light of Days at last tells the true story of these incredible women whose courageous, yet little-known feats have been eclipsed by time. Judy Batalion, the granddaughter of Polish Holocaust survivors, takes us back to 1939 and introduces us to Renia Kukielka, a weapons smuggler and messenger who risked death traveling across occupied Poland on foot and by train. Joining Renia are other women who served as couriers, armed fighters, intelligence agents, and saboteurs, all who put their lives in mortal danger to carry out their missions. Number 5. Witches Steeped in Gold by Ciannon Smart. This book will be released on the 20th of April and has a total of 544 pages. Divided by their order, united by their vengeance, Araya has spent her life in a cell, but every day brings her closer to freedom and vengeance. Jasmine is the queen's daughter, but unlike her sister before her, she has no intention of dying to strengthen her mother's power. Sworn enemies, these two witches enter a precarious alliance to take down a mutual threat. But power is intoxicating, revenge is a bloody pursuit, and nothing is certain, except the lengths they will go to win this game. This Jamaican-inspired fantasy debut about two enemy witches who must enter into a deadly alliance to take down a common enemy has the twisted cat and mouse of Killing Eve with a richly imagined fantasy world of Furyborn and Ember in the Ashes. Number 4. When the Stars Go Dark by Paula McLain. This book will be released on the 13th of April and has a total of 384 pages. A detective hiding away from the world. A series of disappearances that reach into her past. Can solving them help her heal? Anna Hart is a seasoned missing persons detective in San Francisco with far too much knowledge of the darkest side of human nature. When overwhelming tragedy strikes her personal life, Anna, desperate and numb, flees to the Northern California village of Mendocino to grieve. She lived there as a child with her beloved foster parents, and now she believes it might be the only place left for her. Yet the day she arrives, she learns a local teenage girl has gone missing. The crime feels frighteningly reminiscent of the most crucial time in Anna's childhood, when the unsolved murder of a young girl touched Mendocino and changed the community forever. As past and present collide, Anna realizes that she has been led to this moment. The most difficult lessons of her life have given her insight into how victims come into contact with violent predators. As Anna becomes obsessed with the missing girl, she must accept that true courage means getting out of her own way and learning to let others in. weaving together actual cases of missing persons, trauma theory, and a hint of the metaphysical. This propulsive and deeply affecting novel tells a story of fate, necessary redemption, and what it takes, when the worst happens, to reclaim our lives and our faith in one another. Number 3. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. This book will be released on the 13th of April and has a total of 352 pages. From the USA Today best-selling author of A Hating Game and 99% Mine comes the clever, funny, and unforgettable story of a muscular, tattooed man hired as an assistant to two old women under the watchful eye of a beautiful retirement home manager named Ruthie. Somewhere along the way, she's forgotten that she's young and beautiful, and that Euros is a world outside of work until she meets the son of the property developer who just acquired the retirement center. Teddy's father will let Teddy stay in one of the on-site cottages at the retirement home, but only if he works to earn his keep. But Ruthie has other plans. Offering up Teddy seems like a surefire way to get rid of the tall, handsome, unnerving man who won't stop getting under her skin. He might even remind Ruthie what it's like to be young and fun again. He'll do repairs around the property, make the residents laugh, and charm the entire villa. He'll pick up Chanel gowns from the dry cleaner and cut Big Macs into bite-sized bits. Ruthie doesn't count on the fact that in Teddy Prescott, the biddies may have finally met the match. But when she finds out Teddy's father's only fixing up the retirement home to sell it, putting everything she cares about in jeopardy, she's left wondering if Teddy's magic was all just a facade. Number 2. The Goose Sister by Sally Hepworth. This book will be released on the 13th of April and has a total of 320 pages. From the outside, everyone might think Fern and Rose are as close as twin sisters can be. Rose is the responsible one, and Fern is the quirky one. But the sisters are devoted to one another, and Rose has always been Fern's protector from the time they were small. Fern needed protecting because their mother was a true sociopath who hid her true nature from the world, and only Rose could see it. Fern always saw the good in everyone. Years ago, Fern did something very, very bad. And Rose has never told a soul. When Fern decides to help her sister achieve her heart's desire of having a baby, Rose realizes with growing horror that Fern might make choices that can only have a terrible outcome. What Rose doesn't realize is that Fern is growing more and more aware of the secrets Rose, herself, is keeping. And that their mother might have the last word after all. Number 1. The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the third book in the Blood and Ash series. This book will be released on the 20th of April and has a total of 625 pages. She's been the victim and the survivor. Poppy never dreamed she would find the love she's found with Prince Castile. She wants to revel in her happiness, but first they must free his brother and find hers. It's a dangerous mission and one with far-reaching consequences neither dreamed of. Because Poppy is the chosen, the blessed, the true ruler of Atlantia. She carries the blood of the King of Gods within her. By right the crown and the kingdom are hers. The enemy and the warrior. Poppy has only ever wanted to control her own life, not the lives of others, but now she must choose to either forsake her birthright or seize the gilded crown and become a queen of flesh and fire. But as the kingdom's dark sins and blood-drenched secrets finally unravel, a long-forgotten power rises to pose a genuine threat. And they will stop at nothing to ensure that the crown never sits upon Poppy's head. A lover and heartmate. But the greatest threat to them and to Atlantia is what awaits in the far west, where the Queen of Blood and Ash has her own plans, ones she has waited hundreds of years to carry out. Poppy and Castile must consider the impossible, travel to the lands of the gods, and wake the king himself. And as shocking secrets and the harshest betrayals come to light, and enemies emerge to threaten everything Poppy and Castile have fought for, they will discover just how far they are willing to go for their people and each other. And now she will become queen. Now for a bonus book, which is our personal most anticipated book of April, which is You Love Me by Kepnes. This is the third book in the You series, which also has been made into a show. The book will be released on the 6th of April and has a total of 400 pages. Joe is done with the cities. He's done with the muck and the posers, done with love. Now, he's saying hello to nature, to simple pleasures on a cozy island in the Pacific Northwest. For the first time in a long time, he can just breathe. He gets a job at the local library. He does know a thing or two about books, and that's where he meets her. Mary Kay DeMarco. Librarian. Joe won't meddle, he will not obsess. He'll win her the old-fashioned way, by providing a shoulder to cry on, a helping hand. Over time, they'll both heal their wounds and begin their happily ever after in this sleepy town. The trouble is, Mary Kay already has a life. She's a mother. She's a friend. She's busy. True love can only triumph if both people are willing to make room for the real thing. Joe cleared his decks. He's ready, and hopefully, with his encouragement and undying support, Mary Kay will do the right thing and make room for him. Which book are you looking forward the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, see you next time.